Hi, I'm Shane with etrailer.com. Today I'm going to be going over the features of and walking you through how to install the CURT Class 3 trailer hitch receiver on our 2018 Mercedes-Benz GLS-450. This is going to be designed for pulling smaller size trailers, or maybe you have a boat. It's going to be great also for getting items out from inside the vehicle to make more room for passengers, whether that's putting those items on a cargo carrier or on a trailer. As you can see, the cross tube for this hitch is hidden up behind our bumper fascia. The only thing we can really see is our receiver tube and our safety chain plate. So it's going to maintain a nice clean look on the back of the vehicle. It's going to be a Class 3 hitch, 2" by 2" receiver tube opening. We're going to have a reinforced collar, give us a little extra stability there. Hitch pin hole is going to be 5/8 inch in diameter. We're going to take a standard 5/8 hitch pin. Hitch pin and clip does not come with this hitch, however it can be found here at etrailer.com. We're going to have plate style safety chain loops, very large holes. It will accommodate different size hooks. This hitch is also going to have a nice black powder coat finish that's really going to help with resisting rust or corrosion. Now let me give you a few measurements to help you when deciding on any of those hitch mount accessories you may need, such as a bike rack, a ball mount, or a cargo carrier. From the center of our hitch pin hole to the outermost part of our bumper is going to be about 6 inches. That number is important for any of your hitch mount accessories like your bike racks and your cargo carriers that may fold up against your vehicle. From the ground to the top innermost part of your receiver tube is going to be about 13 inches. You want to keep that number in mind for any of your hitch mount accessories that may require a little bit more ground clearance. As far as our weight capacities go, we're going to have a 900-pound max tongue weight, which is a downward pressure on the inside of the receiver tube. We're going to have a 7,500-pound max trailer weight, which is a trailer plus the load included. I always recommend checking the owner's manual of your Mercedes and make sure the vehicle can withstand the amount of weight. You're going to go with the lowest number between the vehicle and the hitch. Now that we've gone over some of the features, let's show you how to get it installed. We're going to take a 10mm socket. We're going to have a bracket here that holds our fascia onto the vehicle. We're going to have 3 nuts, or 2 bolts and a nut we're going to have to remove. 2 bolts here. We're going to have a nut right up inside that we need to remove. And all this is the fascia support bracket. Pull that down. We're going to take a T40 Torx bit. We need to remove our exhaust tips. We're going to have 2 bolts for each tip. We're going to kind of pull back and down. You can see the tabs here. We'll just slide it out, set it this side for now. Do the same thing for the other side. Then we're going to lower our exhaust. We need to support it. We're going to take a strap and we're going to go from one side to the other underneath our exhaust pipes. You can really hang this from anywhere. We're going to hang it there. As long as we got our exhaust supported when we take our isolators off, we're going to have one on this side, we're going to have one on the other side. We're going to spray our hangers with some lubricant. I like to use soapy water. It dries quick. We'll spray it and then we'll use a pry bar and we're just going to pry off one of the ends. Then we'll do the same thing on the other side. Next we're going to take an 8mm socket. We're going to remove this bolt on our heat shield, and then we're going to have one on this side. Then we're going to cut out our heat shield. You can see how I have it marked here. We're going to be cutting out this section. We're going to you can use a rotary tool with a metal cutting blade, or you can use just metal shears. Will work just fine. We're going to do this on both sides of the vehicle. With a 16mm socket and wrench, we're going to take off the 2 nuts on the lower part of our bumper beam. I'm going to use the wrench to loosen the nut. If you have just a socket wrench will work. And we're going to do the same thing on the other side. Now with the next set of hands, we'll raise our hitch into position. We're going to make sure our fascia tabs here are on the bottom of our hitch. Then we're just going to line up the holes. And then we're going to reinstall the nuts that we removed. And we're going to have a couple of plates We're going to have two for each side. They're going to look like this. These are going to be stacked like this. You need to make sure you have the right one for the right side. They're going to go in this plate right here on our bumper beam in our frame. They're actually going to sit like this, but this hole, there's actually a weld nut right up here on top that allows it to sit right on there and this to sit flat against here. So we want the oblong hole to be towards the outside of the vehicle. The arch to face towards the front of the vehicle. We're going to slide it in like that. And we're going to slide this one on top. We're going to match those holes. I'm going to take a 1.5 inch carriage bolt, slide it down through, and it's going to fall down through the hitch. And the other one, pull back your fascia, and it's actually going to fall through right here. Once you have the right one on the right side, your hole should line right up. So you should be able to drop your bolts right down through it. And we're going to put a flange nut on each bolt. We're just going to hand tighten them right now. And we're going to do the same thing on the other side. Next we'll take M8 bolt, which is a small hex bolt. Small conical tooth washer. You're going to make sure that the teeth are facing towards the hitch. We're going to go right into the bumper beam bracket. There's an existing weld nut there. You're going to do that same thing on the other side. With a 3/4 inch socket, we're going to tighten our hardware and then torque it to the specification and the instructions. We're going to start with our flange nuts. Once you have your larger carriage bolts tightened and torqued down, you can come back and you can tighten these, the two nuts on the back side. 1/2 inch socket will tighten and then torque our smaller hex bolts to the specification and the instructions. We're going to raise our exhaust back into position. Go ahead and put on your hangers. If it makes it easier, you can spray them down again. Might help them slide on a little bit easier. We can remove our strap. Next, we're going to have a hitch support strap. Looks like this. We want the flat side. It's going to go right on the bottom of our receiver tube here, or our safety chain plate. This side's going to go up in front, just like that. We're going to have small 1-inch hex bolts, flange bolts. We're going to drop down like this, and we're going to secure them with flange nuts. We're going to have one of those on each side, just like that. We're going to have a plate, looks like this. Conical tooth washers, 3-inch hex bolts. Take your nut plate, we're going to slide it in front of the axle like this. And then take your large hex bolts go ahead and put on your conical tooth washer and make sure the teeth are facing towards the hitch. We're going to go through the hole and into the nut plate. You may have to slide your bracket around just a little bit. You're going to be able to thread it right in. Then we're going to tighten and torque all of our hardware to the specification and the instructions. Then we're going to have plastic fasteners for the bottom of our fascia that will actually be pushed into the holes right here in our hitch. If you notice, our holes are kind of off, and this hole is a little bit small for this to fit through. So per our instructions, we're going to open that hole up a little bit. I'm actually going to push this hole back over this way just a little bit more. Take our fastener, and that'll secure the bottom of our fascia. Once you have everything tightened and torqued down, go ahead and reinstall your exhaust tips, and you're ready to go. Again, I'm Shane with etrailer.com. I hope this video has helped you, whether you're still deciding or installing the CURT Class 3 trailer hitch receiver on your 2018 Mercedes-Benz GLS 450.